Greetings, everybody. I am the Monkey, and I am doing a review with the Fairy King, and the review is on Fast X. I asked Fairy King here because he has seen another movie that has to do with cars. Can you say the name of the film you've seen that has to do with cars?
The Love Bug.
They, in this film, Fast X, they try to combine the Fast and the Furious with which they've made into something else and a love story. But it's more. It really feels more like they've turned the Fast and the Furious into a Batman and Joker film. Because basically, think of Jason Momoa with green hair and white skin, and you got a Batman movie because he's so always moving and laughing, and he's just really. The film reminded me of Vin Diesel. I mean, think of Vin Diesel. Everyone watching this, think of Vin Diesel wearing a cape and wearing the Batman outfit, and think of Jason Momoa with green hair and white skin. And basically, it is a Batman film. You know, there's more in it that reminded you of that than the other. It just didn't feel like a Fast and the Furious film. It felt kind of like a combination of Mission Impossible meets Batman meets kind of the Love Bug because it there wasn't a lot. It just was a weird mesh. You know, they had a segment from the '90s in there. They had a segment from this. It was really weird. I mean, it was like it really reminded me of a Batman film. So it wasn't Love Bug. It was more Mission Impossible meets Batman meets the other one I mentioned. Uh, what was the other one I mentioned?
Fast X.
Yeah. So it was like a Fast and the Furious meets Batman meets Mission Impossible type film. And I really didn't like it much, but I liked it enough for different reasons. I mean, they had my favorite Marvel, well, one out of two in in the film, Brie Larson, and they also had one of my favorite DC characters that is my favorites too, Wonder Woman. She was in the last minute of Fast and the Fury, Fast X. Yes, uh, Gal Ducat or whatever was in the last minute of Fast X. But yes, she's probably as a different character in the Fast and the Furious franchise. But what I'm saying is going from the next one, you know. But I'm just saying, it, except for the saving graces of the film, Brie Larson and Gal Gadot or whatever, um, I just the whole rest felt like a total ripoff of Batman and the Joker and Mission Impossible. Just a real and on top of that, before the film started, they showed us a Mission Impossible trailer. And the trailer said part one at the end of the trailer. So the last Mission Impossible film is going to be split into two. This film, Fast X, really felt like a part one. I mean, it really feels like they left it that way so that people will go to see the second one. but they did not give us any closure. So they just showed us the Fast X, and then they end it without showing us what happened in the end. And then they show us what's happening on the other side of the world. But it just, I think after being with Dom for all those films, for all those films from the first one, we deserved to have some closure if they were going to kill him off. But we did not get that closure because they showed us what possibly was going to happen, but they didn't actually show it happen. So it's possible it did not happen. When they got closer to the ending, I kept thinking, oh my God, are they going to pull a Matrix Reloaded on us and make it so that we think the film is going to be the end, but it's not, that it's only half of it. But I don't know. So, but still, those, like I said, and yes, you may wonder why I mentioned the Love Bug. Well, don't you agree? In the Love Bug, most of it was action, and the love story was kind of added in.
Yes.
Well, that's how the love story felt on this one. It felt most of it was a Batman and Robin tale. I mean, Batman and Joker tale. It even had Vin Diesel going to his lair in a abandoned, I think it was a abandoned police station. I think so. And then in the post credit scene, it had The Rock breaking into another layer of the same villain. So, and he was even wearing a black mask until the last like 5 seconds. So it really just felt like a Fast and Furious meets Mission Impossible meets The Love Bug, because all that talk about family, it was only in as much of it as it was in Herbie and The Love Bug. Not that much. I mean, like maybe a reference every half hour or yeah. So once you say when you watched Herbie the Love Bug, most of it was action, and they only mentioned the love and the romance every half hour in the Love Bug.
Yes.
So that's why I thought you were the perfect guest to be on, because since you watched that, how much of how, that both had the same amount of each in it. Technically, for that generation, it was techie too, because, other things on the other cars were more futuristic, right? They were trying to show that Herbie wasn't the best, that if they used futuristic cars, Herbie would lose, correct?
Yes.
So that's also why I brought you in for this. So, uh, so everyone, I really hope. Oh, and for everyone wondering, yes, Brie Larson is going to be in the next one. She's going to be in the next Fast and the Furious film. Maybe it's going to be called Double X, or I don't know. I don't know what the title is going to be, but all I know is that yes, Brie Larson and Gal Gadot are going to be in the second one. Although, yes, and I'm pretty sure that Gal Gadot's going to have a larger role in the new one, and I even think Brie Larson will have a little bit more screen time in the future, in the next one, than she was in this one. So yeah. So um, so for everybody watching, I will say this has been another live stream of the Monkey and the Fairy King. And so, like a banana, me and the Fairy King are going to split